Hey everyone, so a while back I went up to Lake George, New York, and my family and I visited Fort William Henry and we went on the ghost tour. So, of course, I wanted to share some of what I learned. So, the first thing that the tour guide said was that people report seeing different colored orbs on the property, and he believes that the different colors of the orbs represent what type of spirit they are. So, for instance, a red orb he believes is a British soldier because of the red coats that they wore, whereas the blue orbs he believes are the spirits of the New Jersey soldiers because of their blue coats, while he believes that the big green orb that people report seeing is the spirit of the doctor because the tour guide's interpretation was that green is a nature color or a healing color, so he thinks that's the spirit of the doctor. People also report seeing white orbs flying out of the well. This is often because the water was not clean enough to drink and many people got dysentery and other sicknesses and died from that. Also, water is a channel for spiritual energy, so a lot of the spirits might be attracted to the well for that particular reason. Another thing that was reported that seemed really interesting to me was because women weren't allowed in the army back then, the female reenactors often reported getting harassed by spirits. They said that they would feel their hair getting pulled, or they would feel like they were being pushed. And at night, the security guard said that he was walking across the courtyard area at one point and he heard the gravel crunching on the path behind him as if someone was walking behind him. But when he turned around, there was nobody there. Another night, the same security guard said that he locked the door to one of the museum portions of the fort and he heard the sound of like a clinking glass sound. So he opened the door back up and all of the artifact bottles that had been found in the fort, the original bottles, had been moved from one side of the table to the other. There was also a chalkboard with the names of actual soldiers that had been listed in a ledger that they found in the fort, the original one, and their names were listed on the chalkboard as part of the tour, but they had been erased. And this happened all in less than a minute. The security guard locked the door, he heard the clinking of the glass, he opened the door back up, and the bottles had been moved from one side of the table to the other, and the names had been erased. When the guard relocked the door, he turned around and saw the outline of a man in a tricorner hat standing there, who then slowly dissipated. Another incident was our tour guide told us that one night he felt an extreme coldness on his arm, and a woman took a picture, and she said she could very clearly see a little girl in the picture, and it looked like she had been scalped. And that's because we were standing in a room where 40 people had been massacred and scalped. So I guess as sad as it is, it made sense to see the image of a little girl who suffered through that. And there was a young lady in our tour group who said she saw a little girl ghost out of the corner of her eye, but no one else had seen her. A member of my family also said that she felt someone pull her hair, and she turned around and no one was standing behind her. And myself and several others smelled a very strong scent of sulfur, and the tour guide said that sulfur often means that there's some spirits around, and usually sulfur, any strong smell, means that they're not good spirits. Also, during the time that I smelled the sulfur, I also believe I saw an orb fly past me. Another phantom scent that someone experienced was they said they smelled cinnamon, and the tour guide said that's because when the fort was first built, there used to be a baker on the premises who made cinnamon rolls for the soldiers. Our tour guide also said that one night he was walking up the stairs and he heard someone walking behind him. He said that he thought it was the other tour guide, but when he turned around, there was a woman in a long black dress and she slowly dissipated. He said he got very scared. He ran up the rest of the stairs and ran out of the fort and didn't even lock the door behind him. He had to call somebody else to go back and do it because he wouldn't go back by himself. And I don't blame him, actually. Finally, they told us the story of a man who didn't believe in ghosts. So when he went into the fort, he challenged them to show themselves. And as he was walking up the stairs, he felt a sharp pain run down his back. And when his wife lifted up his shirt, she saw a large scratch that ran all the way down his back. So my comments on that would be, don't challenge the dead, because they do have energy and they can hurt people when provoked, or if they just have a negative intention. So I think the best thing to do is just to be respectful and try our best to not disturb them. But as always, I'd like to know what you all think in the comments.